Welcome back to The Bible is Art, where we explore the literary artistry of the Bible. And this week, we're going to talk about the literary artistry of Psalm 8. Psalm 8 opens up saying that God's name is great. It's large in the world. O Lord, our Lord, how majestic, how great is your name in all the earth. Then, David gives two examples of God's great name throughout the earth, but they're counterintuitive. So the first one is God's heaviness or his glory. It's the same word in Hebrew. David says, you have set your glory, your heaviness above the heavens. God's glory, his heaviness, is above the heavens, but it stays up. So God's majesty, his great name, is over everything, but in weird ways. The second example that David gives is babies. Here's what he says. Out of the mouth of babies and infants, you have established strength because of your foes, to still the enemy and the avenger. Babies destroy God's enemies. This is the second example of the way that God's name is all throughout the world. It isn't the strong man or the soldier that David uses as an example, but babies. The Israelites have foes, and God's like, okay, I'm going to establish babies to fight against that. So by the time we get to the text about man that we'll read about in a second, this famous passage, we've been prepped. David has told us that God's name is over the whole earth, but it happens in sort of unexpected ways. So here's what David says next. When I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have set in place, what is man that you are mindful of him, and the son of man that you care for him? Yet you have made him a little lower than the heavenly beings and crowned him with glory and honor. You have given him dominion over the works of your hands. You have set all things under his feet. So here's the strangeness about man. You see, everything else looks like bigger and more important than man. But counterintuitively, God says, oh no, I'm going to give him authority. But David has been telling us that this unexpectedness is a basic, fundamental, philosophical, theological proposition. This is part of the structure of the world, the way that God does things. Part of the structure of the world is unexpectedness, strangeness, counterintuition. That is against intuition. Your first thought about things in the world might not be the correct thought. And that, my friends, is why the Bible is art. Thanks so much for checking out. I really do appreciate it. I'm sorry I've been gone for a little bit, but I hope to be back on a more regular basis now. Please leave any questions or comments below. I'll see you in the next video.